Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
And let's talk about what lessons have found.
Let's hang out.
And let's listen to 2 lesbians shout.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is somewhere that we can touch base every episode about things going on in our lives, in the podcast, or just in the greater Les universe.
And the first thing that we want to talk about is our live show in Boston, June 8th at 7 p.m. at WBUR City Space. You can get your tickets at bit.ly/LesBostonLive. We are so excited. It is coming up really soon, so make sure you get your tickets.
There is no better time to hang out with us than Pride. Boston Pride. So come hang out. If you aren't in Boston and you want other opportunities to hang out, maybe not with us, but with other awesome queer people, we have a ton of our inaugural Les Hangouts happening all across the country. So on June 4th, we have 2. One is in Pittsburgh. That one is a trivia night that's going to be at 5801 Video Lounge, and there will also be one in Seattle on June 4th at 3 p.m. at Wayward Coffee.
We also have our Les Hangouts in Boston on June 13th at 7 o'clock at Turtle Swamp Brewing Company. I will be there, so I would love to see some of you there. And a Les Hangouts in Duluth, Minnesota, hosted by 2 of our favorite patrons, the Evanses. They are going to have a cute Barbie queer picnic on July 27th. I love that so much, and I wish that I could be there.
I'm a little jealous. We also have a bunch of new designs in our store. If you haven't seen, we've been posting a bunch of them lately. We have some new Pride designs all over the place. They're amazing. You should go check them out. You can find that at bit.ly/lesshop. You do not want to miss these. They're amazing. I want to buy them all.
Yes, that's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Lee. Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 28th installment of Shoulda Been Gay.
And in this week's episode, it's an amazing day in lesbian country.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
Literally, like, the one man in this film. Like, how many men really are in this film? I love it.
Yeah, not many.
Which is why this movie is a shoulda been gay. The movie that we're doing today is Wine Country.
Brand spanking new.
Right? On Netflix. I do want to say before we start, this movie is gay. And,
of course.
And it's not just us being like, look, it's gay. It's actually gay. There is a canon gay character, and she has a love interest, and there's all this kind of stuff. So I will say before we start, the movie is gay and wonderful.
And you should watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It's fantastic.
Yes. So I feel like this is combination Les Essentials should have been gay. Like,
well,
in a
yeah,
way.
we're going to be focusing on some of the wasn't gay that should have been gay, which does not discount from the very, very actual gay.
Yes. Which we
It's
love.
just that there was more.
There was more. There was
yes.
more. Yeah.
That I'm trying. We're going to not get into it, but we're going to get into
into
it. But just not right this second, but we're going to get there.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to do the honors of the IMDb synopsis? You always do such a great
You know
job,
I
Lee.
always do. I always do. Here is as always, our IMDb synopsis. When a group of longtime girlfriends goes to Napa for the weekend to celebrate their friend's 50th birthday, tensions from the past boil over.
I mean, that is true. So, in terms of a gay synopsis, here's mine. When workaholic Catherine goes on a trip for her friend's 50th birthday, she finds more than she bargained for in the beautiful, flannel-clad landlord of their Airbnb, Tammy.
Wow.
I know.
That reads like the straight up back of a romance novel.
That's how I felt when I was saying it, which is why I did this voice, the romance novel voice. A little softer.
I'm picturing like an epic romance novel cover with the two of them now, and it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah. I will say I was channeling a little bit of Dana Piccoli with that. I was like, I
Very
feel like
nice.
this is a synopsis that Dana might write.
I like it. I think Dana should write that story for us.
Right? I think she would
Yes.
kill it.
Okay, we'll send it to her. We'll get royalties. Yeah, my gay synopsis for this is short and sweet, and it is as follows. Tina Fey, more like Tina Gay, am I right?
Oh my god. You are right.
I need like a little, I need a rim shot at the end of that,
Ba-dum.
right? There you go.
Yeah, that was
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
That was amazing. For any of you who follow us on our social media accounts, I feel like I have to preface why we are recording this episode as we're talking about Tina Fey. So we had a last minute cancellation by one of our guests, and we're trying to make the best of it and record a Should Have Been Gay, so here we are. And so we needed to figure it out quickly. So I texted Lee and sent her a list of some of the ones that we might be able to do, and then said Wine Country. I could do that one, but they have a lesbian. At the same time as I write Tina fucking Fey in big caps, Lee just says, can we just talk about Tina Fey and the workaholic?
Yes, it was like simultaneous texting. It was perfect.
They went in immediately. So we are on the same page before even starting this, that Tina Fey's character is pretty freaking gay. So
we always
that being
are, Ellie.
said,
We always are.
yeah. What was your experience with Wine Country, Lee?
My experience with Wine Country is that we watch a lot of Netflix these days. And what should we see the other week but, a new thing with some of our favorites? And Amy Poehler was in it, and Tina Fey was in it, and it just... I think we watched it like the next night that I was just like, and sold. Let's do this.
It's a lot of SNL alumni.
Yes.
And that made me so happy. I did also see it on Netflix. It is currently on Netflix, which is the only place you can watch it. But what I love about the movie, I am not yet in my 50s, but I feel like there is such value in having a movie with a bunch of women, 50-year-old women, and talking about their friendship, right? We get so many young women friendship, young women in love. There's not so much for that older crowd, and especially these actors who we have loved for 20 years.
And who are the funniest.
And who are hilarious and will continue to be hilarious until they are 103 years old. I was so happy that this film exists, and I needed to watch it. So watched it, loved it, wasn't expecting the gay, got the gay, and that was great. And the should have been gay.
They knocked it out of the park. It's hilarious.
Yes.
100%. It is so... There's not a ton of movies, especially... I feel like there's not a ton of movies where you get like an all-female comedic ensemble like to begin with. And I feel like when there are, it tends to feel like that's the whole bit,
Yes.
you know? And I feel like it just was a hysterical movie that happened to just feature like some of the funniest comedic actresses of our time. Like they're just great. They're just great. I just love them. I love them all. And so as soon as we saw, the stupid Netflix trailers that pop up every time you turn it on and you just try to like click off of them as fast as you can. And this time I was like, oh my God, what did Tina Fey do? What is Amy Poehler in? What is Maya Rudolph in? Yes, just more. Give me Rachel Dratch. Give me everyone.
Literally. I love Rachel Dratch so much.
She's hilarious.
Gonna be so inappropriate, and I might cut this out.
I'm excited
I
already.
might cut this out, but I used to have this joke in college with my friends that wasn't really a joke, that if Rachel Dratch ever came up to me in a bar and started hitting on me, I would sleep with her immediately.
Amazing.
And I don't know, I am, like, she is to me one of the funniest women in the entire world.
Yeah, she's
Like,
she's
entire world.
Everyone in this is great, is the answer.
Yeah. I probably won't cut that out, actually. I'm keeping it. So let's dig in.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit, for anyone who might not have seen the movie, who the main characters are and what the movie's about. So we have Amy Poehler as Abby, who is just type A city. We have Rachel Dratch as Rebecca. It's her birthday party the weekend. Anna Gasteyer, who plays Catherine, who we'll be talking about later. Maya Rudolph as Naomi. And Paula Pell as Val, who is the actual lesbian character in this movie. And Emily Spivey as Jenny.
Who also wrote it, by the way.
Yes.
She's one of the two writers.
Fun fact, which I learned before recording this episode, this movie was actually inspired by a real trip that they took to Napa with like all of these SNL women. And they were just like, wait, we should make a movie. And then,
oh my God.
And then did it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's like, if you are some of the women from SNL, it's the equivalent of we should make a podcast, but you actually have the resources to make a movie because you're amazing.
So what you're saying is it's like that time that we were like, oh my God, our phone calls are so funny and entertaining. We should record them and make a podcast.
But if we were
if you
actually
and I
funny.
were actually Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
So I love that. Paula Pell, who is the actual lesbian character named Val, is actually an out lesbian in real life, which, how many points can we give this movie?
1,000,000.
1,000,000 points. For number one, casting a lesbian in a lesbian role. And number two, giving us a lesbian role in general. So thank you.
And not just a lesbian role, like a 50-year-old lesbian.
Yes.
Which also so few and far between, right?
Yes. I love it. And also, I read this article from The Advocate. I've pulled quite a few quotes from it, but I loved it. So number one, this is a quote from Paula Pell. She said, "Not only is it just part of humanity, but this woman is alone and got her knees replaced and is in her 50s. Like, this is a real person. This is a portrayal of a real live lesbian." But we're always asking for authentic lesbian representation, and we got it. So
yeah,
check mark for that. Amy Poehler also talked about, she said, "What I'm very proud of is the only kind of love interest in the film or love story is between two gay women." And that is true. The only, like, semblance of a love story that we really see, besides that weird moment with Amy Poehler and the bus driver guy.
No one is in love with Devin, okay?
No one's in love with Devin, is between two women and two gay women. And, like, that's not even the central point of the movie, but that is one of the only love stories we really see on camera.
Yeah.
Check, amazing. All right, getting that out of the way, let's get to the should have been gay.
Oh my God, Tammy.
So, the only character that I did not say at the beginning, Tina Fey's character, Tammy. When we first see Tammy, number one, the outfit. Like, Tammy and her flannel and her sunglasses.
It took me a really long time to decide whether Tammy was actually supposed to be gay or not. Because she shows up and I was like, oh, who's this giant lesbian?
Yes, but they do not say she's a lesbian. They don't. They talk about her ex-husband, and she doesn't seem to be very fond of him, but no, they do not really talk.
I mean, I don't see how she could have been. It must be unhappy to be married to a man when you're that much of a raging dyke.
Valid.
I mean...
Yes.
Because the thing is, it's not just that Tammy is gay. She's gay. She's like a very specific... Like, what's interesting to me is she wasn't just queer-coded as a character with, like, oh, here's my, flannel shirts, and she was queer-coded as, like, a very specific butch way of speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, the way that she talked was the gayest thing about her.
Yes.
Which is saying something.
She was like a standoffish butch with, like, but underneath she's got some, like, that heart of gold. Mm-hmm. You just gotta get to know her, you know? And people are
Yes.
getting to know her.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/letshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/letshangout.
Let's hang out.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
You come to the New Yorker Radio Hour for conversations that go deeper with people you really want to hear from, whether it's Bruce Springsteen or Questlove or Olivia Rodrigo, Liz Cheney, or the godfather of artificial intelligence, Geoffrey Hinton, or some of my extraordinarily well-informed colleagues at the New Yorker. So join us every week on the New Yorker Radio Hour, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Let's be real. So my main ship, at least, is with Tammy, who, like, vest and all and everything else. She's gay. And Catherine, who is played by Anna Gasteyer, is Catherine, who is the workaholic of the bunch. So she's a high-powered woman. She's married to her career, doesn't have a husband, doesn't have anyone waiting for her at home that we know of. Probably her cat. And
Yes.
Let's be real. And not just to say, like, oh, she seems gay too. Her and Tammy have some chemistry.
Yeah.
Yes. So I feel like we just need to talk about the drinks at the bar. Let's just get all the way to the bar. So
Okay.
This is like, we're fast forwarding a lot of times, but it's fine. So Catherine's feeling left out from the group. She goes to a bar by herself, and who should she find but Tammy? And this is the perfect setup for them to hook up.
Yeah, it's like, it's a little, I'm not going to say it's quite meet cutie because they've already met at this point, but I feel like this is a typical rom-com. You know, you've met the gruff, standoffish character and you find yourself back after, you know, you need some support and some building up, and now you find them sitting at the bar by themselves. Yeah.
Exactly.
We're in a rom-com, let's take it away.
And then you bond, and Tammy's like, you be you. You're perfect just the way you are. Like, every choice you've ever made is right. Like, I love you for you, basically. I understand you. I'm the only person here who gets you.
But also, I can't have this conversation unless we're playing darts because I don't know how to talk about emotions very well. Like, basically, Tina Fey is every dude in a rom-com.
Yes. And Catherine is his love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I like them together.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both pretty high-powered women. I feel like they understand each other and Tammy understands the rigor of Catherine's job, and Catherine understands that Tammy doesn't really want to talk about her feelings.
Here's my dream. Do you want to know my dream?
Yes, please.
Okay. My dream is that Tammy and Catherine come to terms about their feelings for each other, and Tammy helps Catherine open up like a little Napa wine country pizza joint thing at like one of the vineyards, because of course you know that she's connected to people at vineyards, right? And so she like helps because she doesn't want to do the reality show, so she helps get Catherine like, set up in Napa with her own little gig at a vineyard where she gets to like schmooze and make little pizzas, and like she'll teach like a cooking class. And I want this for two reasons. One, because I love them together and they'd be adorable, and two, because in my head it would be reality and I could go to that vineyard and have that pizza served to me by a happy lesbian Catherine, and it would be great.
I love that. It's a beautiful dream.
That's the world I want to live in. That's all I'm saying.
I'm so about it. I would like to say it doesn't seem like it could be too far off, because Amy Poehler says that she's open to the idea of Tammy having a late in life epiphany about her identity. Here's a quote from Amy Poehler.
Oh my God.
You never know, because Tammy's an adventurous, entrepreneurial soul and probably the least judgmental of all of us. So even Amy Poehler sees the gay in Tammy. I will say she's not pushing for Catherine, which we are. She's pushing for Tammy and Val. And Paula Bell said, I think in Wine Country 2, Tammy and Val go to Bone Town pretty hard.
Oh, Tammy and Val.
Yeah.
See, I could see that too.
So that's another dark
way better
horse.
than Val and Jade.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Jade was pretty terrible. Oh, see, but is it a dark horse? Because now I'm dreaming up possibilities of Tammy and Val.
Yeah. And Tammy would take care of Val. She'd be her little sugar mama.
Some spirited 69ing.
Yeah. Recuperating from her knee surgery, you know? Once she got two knees, like...
I mean, is she recuperating, though? Because I saw her jump off that bench. She's, like, pretty feisty.
She's pretty agile. Let's be real. Oh, my God. That was one of the funniest parts ever. Val and Jade, not great.
Yeah, well, Jade was just not the best.
I am a millennial because I was peeing myself at that nanny thing. I was like, I would go to this event. Is that bad?
No. The answer is no.
Right?
It's
fine. Not bad. I love the nanny. But yes, number one, Tammy and Catherine deserve love, but I also do think that Val deserves love.
Yes.
So
they should make a sequel, and I think in the sequel, Tammy should come out, obviously, and Val should find love, whether it's with Tammy or not.
Yes, agreed. All right, so who are we shipping? Tammy and Catherine and Tammy and Val. Those are my two potential ships.
I think those are going to be our top two. And I'm going to say my immediate suggestion is to say that we could have a head-to-head battle between do we ship Cammy or Vammy?
Oh my God, I really like Vammy.
Tamarin?
Yeah, or Tal.
Catherine.
Catherine, yeah, it's not good. But I like Vammy. I like the way it sounds.
Vammy.
But I like Tammy and Catherine together better. Because we didn't get to see enough of Val and Tammy.
No, we didn't. I think we really built a foundation for Tammy and Catherine more so.
Yeah, there's just more. There's more chemistry there right now. But
so you like Vammy as a name, but you ship Cammy.
Yes.
I get it.
That's where I'm at.
That's fair.
I would like to say thank you to the whole cast of Wine Country for giving us positive LGBTQ representation.
Yes.
And also promising us potentially more in Wine Country too.
And also Tammy should have been gay.
Should have been gay.
Should have been gay.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 we're gay.
We love building this community. We love hearing from all of you. And so we just like to take an opportunity every episode to shout out some of our favorite things lately.
We get a lot of emails giving us recommendations for lesbian movies to watch, should have been gays. And so this week I wanted to talk about Amanda. She sent us an email entitled Les Recommendations. Number 1 was the movie Colette, which Lee has seen, I have yet to see, but we are for sure planning on doing it for our Les Essentials. Also, season 3, episode 3 of Easy on Netflix. After she sent us this email, I did watch season 3, episode 3 of Easy on Netflix. Sophia Bush is in it. And honestly, Sophia Bush playing gay is, my heart can't even stand it right now. So make sure you check that out. Good Trouble and The Bold Type. Love The Bold Type. Still have yet to see Good Trouble, but know we need to. And also Vita, which I know also really need to see. I've heard such good things on Twitter and all around, so Vita is at the top of our list, but wanted to share those recommendations with all of you if you haven't seen any of them yet. And this week, I want to shout out another queer podcast. It's called Gender Reveal. It's a podcast that centers around non-binary, transgender, and queer folks. And Molly Pretty is the host, and she is amazing. It's so well produced, so educational. So if you're looking to learn more about gender, or if you are yourself non-binary or transgender, it is such a well-produced podcast and really helped me understand some things that I, as a cis woman, don't understand. And I think is just such a great way for the trans and non-binary community to be seen. So if you're looking for a podcast about non-binary and transgender and queer issues, Gender Reveal is really amazing.
So there you go. More queer content, more queer podcasts. We're all about it.
Yes. And of course, we have to thank our top tier Lesbian Jesus patrons, Amy and Ellen,
Kayla Kelly,
Lizette Stye,
Tanya Ferguson,
Jess Klaus,
Danny Griswold,
Michelle Ray Thomas,
Sarah and Julia,
Nicole Gross,
Carrie Ann Lawrence,
and Mark Foster. Thank you all so much. We could not do this without you.
I can't believe how long that list gets every time we read it. It's amazing.
You're all amazing.
You're great. Amazing. We love you. Remember, you can find us on all the social medias on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
Or you can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
Or check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
And make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast so you'll be the first to know when we get new episodes.
We are also posting new videos on our YouTube channel every other Thursday, so make sure that you subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod.
And if you want to support the podcast, a completely free way to do that is to rate and review us on iTunes. It helps other people find the podcast, and we love reading what you have to say.
If you want to join our Patreon family, you can get all sorts of cool perks. You can join our Facebook group. We have different chats going. You can get ad-free episodes. You get merch discount codes. You get so many cool things I can't even remember them all. And you get our eternal undying love and gratitude. So just saying, you could do that at bit.ly/lespatreon.
That was beautiful, Lee. I think I want to become a patron now.
I think you should.
Amazing.
Why don't you support us?
I know. What have I been doing this whole time? If you want some of our merch, you can get that at bit.ly/lesshop. Pride is upon us. We are so excited. Next week is officially Pride Month, and you know you need to rock some Les Hangout gear at whatever Pride parade you attend, or even if you're just enjoying Pride from the comfort of your own living room. And you can do that at bit.ly/lesshop.
We are also collecting donations for the Trevor Project. You can donate to that at bit.ly/lestrevor.
If you want to find us individually, you can follow me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at LSH Foster.
And with that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee.
And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Buffet brawlers, glory holes gone wrong, cannibalistic castration cabins, public poopers? These are just a few of the crazy topics you'll hear covered on Excuse Me, That's Illegal, the pettiest podcast around. Whether you need a break from all that murdery true crime stuff, or just enjoy hearing hilarious stories told in a unique way, I got what you need. I'm Leroy Luna, your fearless host/chauffeur. So come hop in my minivan and let's go for a ride. I promise you probably won't be disappointed. Excuse me, that's illegal. Is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, basically everywhere you consume podcasts, with new episodes dropping on the 10th, 20th, and 30th of the month, baby!